What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have a lot of things to talk about. There is some major updates about Thiago and his imminent move to Liverpool, and also Sky Sports are reporting that Liverpool are considering listening to offers for Ryan Brewster, and not just loan deal offers but permanent transfer offers, which I'm absolutely furious about. I don't think Liverpool in any circumstances should sell Ryan Brewster right now, even if that's what it takes to sign Thiago. I think Ryan Brewster is an absolutely huge talent, and to give him away even with a buyback option would be absolutely foolish. It just sends out a wrong message. I think Brewster is a huge talent, and I think he should stay at Liverpool and get minutes in the Premier League, in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, and even in the Champions League, because he is a pure goal scorer. And we need players like him, in my opinion, in the squad to really help Liverpool long term. And I honestly think that Ryan Brewster could be a big star in the future. But first, let's talk about the Thiago transfer. But before that, I want to say that the detailed video about Liverpool's finances is coming. I just need a little bit more time to do the editing, and I'm still researching the topic. So if you enjoy these, of course, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news videos. So the big story is that Thiago, who has only just returned from international duty, is not going to Bayern Munich training right now, and he is absent from the tests that Bayern Munich are doing, the COVID tests and other tests as well, because Bayern basically gave him a few days off. And this could be transfer related, because Bild chief writer Christian Falk is hinting that Bayern Munich gave Thiago a few days off, a few more days off, and Thiago will not be in Munich for the corona tests today, for the training start. And he also tagged Liverpool FC, Wijnaldum and Barcelona in the tweet. So why would he tag those clubs and player if it wasn't transfer related? It just doesn't make any sense. And Falk basically says that Bayern have given Thiago a few days off, presumably because he was representing Spain in the Nations League. But it will be interesting to see whether other players get the same treatment. For example, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez, they were representing England very recently, and they also have a game today against Denmark. So will they be given a few days off, and then they could miss Saturday's Liverpool game against Leeds, which I really hope it doesn't happen, because both Gomez and Trent will probably start against Leeds on normal circumstances. So I really hope that this just means that Thiago is negotiating behind the scenes with Liverpool right now, and that's why he needs a few days off. But we don't know that's for certain. We just know the official information that Bayern Munich gave Thiago a few days off. And what is also very good news for Liverpool is that both Barcelona and Chelsea have been ruled out from the race for Thiago's signature. Basically, there is a journalist who is a very high-level journalist, Moy Lorenz, who covers the Barcelona from within their city for ESPN. He actually made a claim on Twitter with a simple update saying that Thiago is not going to Barcelona, and this comes just 11 hours before the very reliable Fabrizio Romano clarified that Chelsea were not in the race to sign Thiago. And he also confirmed that Manchester United, even though they talked to Thiago's agent, they had not progressed talks beyond talking to his agent. This is what Fabrizio Romano said. Thiago will not be present at Bayern Munich's training center for medical tests. Key days are coming. Liverpool are still pushing to get him, but Bayern Munich want 30 million euros. And Ronald Koeman insists that he wants to have Wijnaldum as a new Barcelona signing more than Thiago, which is appreciated by part of the Barcelona board. And Chelsea have not made any contact for Thiago Alcantara, just to be clear. Manchester United had a contact with his agent days ago. These are also the words of Fabrizio Romano, but have not started any official talk with Bayern Munich. So quiet at the moment, but Jurgen Klopp would love to have Thiago as new Liverpool signing. So at the moment, this is the latest update on this Thiago Alcantara to Liverpool transfer saga. So what do you think? Do you think that Liverpool are negotiating behind the scenes? Do you think that we are waiting for Barcelona to bid for Wijnaldum, to sell Wijnaldum, and from that money to buy Thiago? Are we waiting for players to sell at Liverpool? Harry Wilson, Grujic, other players? Do we wait for that as well? Let me know what you think. And let's talk about the fact that Sky Sports reported that Liverpool are listening to permanent offers for Ryan Brewster, which really made me quite upset, I will be honest. So Ryan Brewster is one of the most promising English strikers, I think, in the Premier League or in fact in the world. He won the World Cup, I think, at under 17 or under 19 level, and he was actually the top scorer of the tournament. And he also is in great form. He scored 11 goals in just 22 games for Swansea. He scored 3 goals in 2 preseason games for Liverpool. And yes, he missed the penalty in the Community Shield final, but that can happen to the best players in the world. And actually, according to the Times newspaper, Sheffield United, Aston Villa and Crystal Palace are interested in Ryan Brewster, and the same report claims that the clubs believe Liverpool would be willing to sanction a sale for Ryan Brewster, but it would take an offer of over 20 million pounds, so probably 25 to 30 million. And I think all 3 clubs could be a very good destination for Brewster, but only on loan. I would only consider loaning out Ryan Brewster, even with a selling option and an option to buy him back wouldn't be a good scenario, because I think once Ryan Brewster leaves Liverpool, I don't think I've ever seen a player being brought back to Liverpool when he made it. I mean, Luis Alberto, if you think about him, Liverpool sold him early on in his career and he made it, he became a great player at Lazio, but once a club sells a player, that player would hardly ever want to come back, because he just closes that chapter in his career and moves on. And I think Ryan Brewster would harbor quite a lot of resentment for Liverpool if Liverpool decided to sell him, because that would basically mean for Brewster that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool just gave up on him and gave him away. And Ryan Brewster could turn into a really world-class striker who is worth 70-80 million pounds. So to sell him for 20-25 million right now wouldn't be brilliant business, in my opinion, even with a buyback clause inserted into his contract. So I think a loan away from Liverpool is probably the most likely conclusion. And according to some sources, Jurgen Klopp's preferred choice would be Sheffield United for Ryan Brewster, with Chris Wilder considered to be a favorable boss for Ryan Brewster to work under. And Chris Wilder really took the Premier League by storm with Sheffield United. They almost qualified for Europe, and he's actually a very smart coach tactically, and also he requires his strikers to press for the ball, to fight each game, which would be a great thing for Ryan Brewster to learn and to thrive under Chris Wilder for one season, and he could become an even better player. And if he gets regular game time, I would be willing to loan out Ryan Brewster. I think next season, when Mane and Salah goes to the Africa Cup of Nations, we will 100% need another forward, another striker at Liverpool. And also what caught my eye is that Paul Gorst, who is now a chief writer at the Liverpool Echo newspaper, gave hosted a Q&A where fans asked about his opinion on Liverpool's stance on buying another centre-back. And he actually explained that Liverpool aren't too stressed, too worried over centre-back options this summer, despite losing Dejan Lovren to Zenit St. Petersburg, because even though Liverpool's defensive options were stretched at times last season, when Joe Gomez and Joao Matip both got injured quite a few times. But there is a plan. The Premier League champions Liverpool are prepared to use Fabinho as an emergency centre-half. That's what Paul Gorst explained in the live Q&A. And this was basically confirmed when I think we took off a player in the Community Shield final, and Joe Gomez moved to right back, Fabinho moved back to centre back, and basically we brought on another forward for a defender. And I think this is far from ideal, but with rising talents such as Willy Kumatio, Sepp van den Berg, Kiana Höver, who can play as a centre back, and even Nathaniel Phillips, hopefully Liverpool have a fresh option we don't know about yet. To be fair, I do have faith in Fabinho, who can do a job at centre back if called upon, but that takes him away from midfield, which is by far his best position, and I think he's by far our best defensive midfielder. So even if he has to play at centre back, then we lose something in midfield. And if both Matip and Gomez will be out injured for a longer period of time, which happened before actually quite often in every season that Gomez and Matip has been at the club, there was a period where they were both out injured, I think. And then we could call upon Lovren, but now we would have to play Fabinho at centre back, which wouldn't be ideal in my opinion. But I will explain in a video tomorrow that Liverpool are not in a financial position to sign too many players. We probably have money for one, maybe possibly two players, even if we sell some players because of the pandemic, and I will give you a detailed breakdown of why that is in tomorrow's financial breakdown video of Liverpool's finances. And the Liverpool Echo newspaper is also reporting that Liverpool are not considering loan offers for Harry Wilson, who did really well at Bournemouth. Even though Bournemouth got relegated, Harry Wilson was in a great form for them, and Liverpool are holding out for £20 million for Harry Wilson. So once anybody meets that asking price, he's free to go. And Premier League duo Leeds United and Aston Villa are both interested in Harry Wilson, but so far they haven't met their asking price, Liverpool's asking price. And David Anderson of the Mirror claims that Liverpool will wait for a bid of 20 million before selling Harry Wilson. And I think this could go down to the wire. This could go down to probably the last week or maybe even the last day of the transfer window, when, you know, maybe like clubs at the bottom of the Premier League will get desperate and will try to bring in reinforcements. According to the very reliable Neil Jones, Wilson, Brewster, Grujic are among the players who could depart Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp wants to basically cut his first team squad a little bit, so he will have some transfer funds to spend on players. It would be a real shame to see Harry Wilson go, because I think he could do a job in Liverpool's midfield. Probably Jurgen Klopp knows better than anyone else whether he's good enough or not for Liverpool, and maybe he just doesn't have enough space for him in Liverpool's midfield, because to be fair, Liverpool's midfield is the most well-stocked area of the team. And I was so incredibly happy to see Harvey Elliott scoring his first goal for Liverpool in the pre-season friendly against Blackpool on Saturday. I apologize that I couldn't do a match report of the game. I couldn't watch the game live. I was at my girlfriend's parents' house and we were doing yard work, and after that we had to visit some family, and the next day I went over to one of my friend's house on the way back to Budapest, where I live. So I just wasn't home to make a proper video, and I didn't want to make a video when I was at my friend's house and we were having dinner and talking and stuff. So when I got home it was quite late, so I couldn't make a video by then, and by the time it got to Monday it was a little bit too late to make a video on a Saturday game, so that's why I decided not to make a video. But I watched the game and I was really happy with Harvey Elliott, and the fact that he scored his first goal as a 17-year-old. Even though it's a pre-season friendly, it's a huge moment for him, and this is what he said: it's a dream come true, but I just need to keep going, keep putting in the performances as we did in the second half. Hopefully many more opportunities will come. I see my main goal is to get in the team, get a few appearances here and there. As you can see, it's a very hard team to get into. There is a lot of world-class players here, but even just the experiences around training with these guys every day and being around the coaching staff every day, it's just a dream come true. So any opportunity I get, I'm very grateful for. Hopefully I can prove to the manager that I can live up to the standards. And also Neco Williams scored on his Wales debut, which is absolutely amazing, and he scored in the 93rd minute with the last kick of the game. There was a cross coming from the left hand side, and Neco Williams at the far post went in and scored, I think with his head, and he was just over the moon, so happy in his post-match interview. So congratulations to Neco Williams as well for scoring his first goal. And I think these four players, Neco Williams, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, and potentially Ryan Brewster, if he stays at Liverpool, they could be really Liverpool's answer to lacking squad depth. Four players that we didn't really have last season. I mean, yes, we had Curtis Jones and Neco Williams, but only for the last third of the season, and these guys could be real options even in the Premier League. So I really hope that they will get more and more prominent roles. Jurgen Klopp said that he thinks Curtis Jones is ready, Neco Williams is ready, but we have to ease them in a little bit, and that's what has been happening. And it was actually a good thing that we won the Premier League with 7 games to go. So these three players, especially Neco Williams and Curtis Jones, could get proper minutes, and Ryan Brewster playing 22 games for Swansea was also a very, very valuable experience and learning curve for him. So I'm really looking forward to the new season, which starts on Saturday. And let me know if you want to see Fanzone live reactions back for the new season. Really pumped for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.